HOA won't let us fly our modest pride flag, so we just follow the rules. Due to some neighbors flying BLM flags, thin blue line flags, and other opinion flags, our HOA decided last month that we're only allowed to fly the USA flag, and nothing else. The day after the decision, we receive an email that someone reported our pride flag, that we had in our house since 2016, and that we needed to take it down. We complied and removed the flag. Looking through our new rules, we noticed that removable lights are permitted without restrictions, so we bought 6 colored floodlights and we washed our house in pride colors. A little less subtle than our simple flag. A lot more fun for anyone complaining about the flag itself and what it represents. It was a typo when I wrote we had in our house. Second edit, this got more attention than I was expecting. Just clarifying that I don't hate my HOA. I don't think they changed the flag rule to attack me personally, and that I decided to do this to show my individuality while still following the rules. I just can't keep up with the comments. Thank you all for your amazing support.
Now to the comments. HOA tried to bust my balls so many times over the years, until one time they sent pictures of a branch in a gutter over my kid's window. I attended the next HE meeting and highlighted my son was in the shot, barely mind you. Everyone gasped and I informed them if anyone else sent the same phototype, I'd have them arrested for peeping Tom charges for starters. They countered, but before they could complete the sentence, the cop in the neighborhood chimed in, along with a lawyer. Never had another letter with pictures after that. Edit, didn't expect all this feedback. Cool beans. Thanks, guys.
I think a similar situation happened to me when I was a teenager. It wasn't for breaking the HOA though, but instead our neighbor trying to bust us for not getting a permit when making our garage into a bedroom. My dad has actually added on a lot to our house without ever getting permits for it. One day when I was like 12, we got a notice that our house is being inspected by the city because they got a complaint. They inspect the house, catch nearly everything my dad built, and made us tear it down. One thing they did not catch was that our garage was now a bedroom. We were 99% sure the complaint came from our neighbor 2 houses down, who was super nosy and would always stare at our house if my dad was working on it. Fast forward to when I'm about 16. The garage room is my room and I'm getting dressed for school in the morning one day. I'm barely dressed when my dog starts barking at the window. I look up at the window and see a camera and a man against the window. I scream, "What the duck?" and close the blinds quickly, and the man runs off. I get my dad and my dad runs to catch the guy, but there is no sight of him. The window he was at is not visible from the street. It is at our side yard, which has a very tall secure fence/gate and is hard to get to because of overgrown bushes. My dad warns our direct next door neighbor about it since she is a young single woman. She tells us she thinks it is the other neighbor, the one we think complained before, since he is always snooping around her house too. I personally think he was trying to get pictures of the garage bedroom, but then caught me half naked and underage, so his complaint never came to light. Exactly how you claimed in your story.
I wish your dad, and a few high-speed pills, caught the predator. That's bullshit. OP, please report back when HOA tries to pass new floodlight rules.
HOA councilman, lights of uniform color and orientation, modest in nature. HOA attorney, you can't be serious.
Worse, it's a ducking HOA, so they will dictate the make and model and intensity and light color/warmth of the light to AT. They will do this so they have yet one more thing, or in this case many more things, to find people for. Edit, and the exact bulb will only be sold by this one guy who owns a small mom and pop shop and is related to the HOA president. Whoa. The lighting is much better than a simple flag emo.
IDK, they look kinda gay.
Being gay is kinda gay, to be honest. Doesn't changing HOA rules require a meeting with all the HOA members and for the rules to be voted on?
This is why you always go to your HOA meetings.
OP replied. It did. And we attended. I actually sit at the board, but there was no fighting this rule at this time. Call that homosexuality.
No homophobia allowed.
Any politicians on Reddit wanna get some easy votes, propose outlawing HOAs.
Condos have to have HOAs. They might be dysfunctional, but someone has to fix the roof, and it's not individual owners. HOAs for single-family houses. Well, I can understand at least reasonable restrictions for them.
Most HOAs are pretty reasonable. They do shit like maintain community parks and pools, fix the roof and do landscaping in condos, stuff like that. It's just that when an organization has near unlimited power to dictate what people can do with their own property, the ability to place liens on houses, and basically no oversight, the bad ones are really bad. r/duck HOA.
I once had a neighbor complain about my cats sleeping on their cat tree that could be seen through our front window. HOA told her to stop complaining as it's not against the rules, so she started throwing things at our window to scare the cats whenever she saw them. We had security cameras that caught her, and once she actually broke the window as my cats did not gaf and never moved when she'd do this. I was on the couch under said window when it broke and have a nice scar on my right arm that shows up when I'm not blinding white. We sold our house after HOA and police made her pay for a new window and my medical bills. We weren't going to live around that batty witch any longer.
To be fair to the HOA, in this case it sounds like you had an insane neighbor, not a shitty HOA. FYI, if you haven't already been told, they cannot forbid you from flying flags from the armed services. It's actually law. I learned this when I was the president of my HOA, so, I say go get a large service flag and fly it, just to get them riled up. When they lose that fight, they may just say screw it and give up on the flag issue. Love the compliance though. Never remove the lights, they're fabulous. Edit, apparently this varies by state. Check your state laws. I'm no lawyer. I'm just throwing out another way to screw with them.
They cannot forbid you from flying flags from the armed services. It's actually law. Nonsense. This depends entirely on where you live.
Yeah, this is the truth. Some states do protect the right to fly certain flags, and as far as I can tell you are almost always protected when flying an American flag, but they can even restrict that based on size. I mean, at least the HOA took a neutral stance on the issue, just banning all flags outright. Seems better than most other HOAs I read about.
This is one of the first things you learn as a teacher. Blanket punishments or solutions like this have an almost 100% chance of backfiring. All you're doing is creating a new economy for shenanigans without addressing anything. It's like taking away everyone's recess because the class clown got out of hand. You're creating new problems instead of directly handling the important one.
I still don't even get why blanket punishments are still being issued when it's such an obviously lazy solution to a problem. Even a child can see this doesn't fix anything.